with Jennifer Griswold, Jennifer Zeppelin, and Craig Negrelli. This is KMTV Action 3 News, up front at 4:30.
We're learning more about the latest mumps outbreak linked to Midland University in Fremont. There have been 23 confirmed cases, with another possible case identified hours ago. A student who was infected there works at a summer camp in Ashland and came in contact with other staffers there. Reporter Joe Cadot has the latest on how this case was dealt with and the symptoms you should know. Joe.
Jen, health officials from Saunders, Sarpy, and Cass counties say all but one staff member of the Carol Joy Holland camp have been tested for mumps and are clear. One staff member contracted the virus while at Midland University and is being quarantined at home. Three Rivers Health Department Director Tara Ewing says that although mumps is almost never fatal, it's highly contagious and there's no treatment. They're urging parents to get their kids vaccinated.
It can't be treated. It needs to run its course. So, I mean, you can get where you feel pretty darn crummy. You just don't feel good. And then if you don't isolate yourself, if you do have it when you're contagious, you're going to potentially go out and spread it to everybody else.
Pregnant women and those with weak immune systems are urged to be vigilant as the virus can affect them more. Symptoms usually include swelling or pain in the throat area, fever, and fatigue. If you have any of these, you should seek medical attention. Coming up at 5, we'll learn more about where health officials say most of these cases are coming from across eastern Nebraska. Reporting live in studio, Joe Cadot, KMTV Action 3 News.
Headlines happening right now. The 3 remaining presidential candidates are heading to the final weekend of campaigning before next week's primaries. Hillary Clinton is looking to lock up the Democratic primary nomination to face presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump in November. But Bernie Sanders is promising a drawn-out fight. A recent poll shows Sanders is neck and neck with Clinton. But even if Sanders wins California, Clinton could have enough delegates to secure the nomination by the time the polls close in New Jersey Tuesday night. 6 states, including California and New Jersey, as well as Puerto Rico, will hold primaries on Tuesday. For the millions of Americans looking for work, there was discouraging news from the labor market. Employers put the brakes on hiring last month. The Labor Department reports the economy added just 38,000 jobs in May. That was drastically short of what had been expected. The slowdown was widespread, with cuts in manufacturing, construction, and in telecom after the Verizon strike. The unemployment rate dropped to 4.7%, but that was because about 500,000 people stopped looking for work and were no longer officially counted as employed. In Japan, a missing 7-year-old boy was found unharmed after searchers spent nearly a week combing dense forests searching for him. He was discovered in a small building at a military exercise ground. He was dehydrated but unhurt. Officials say his parents had left him alone on the roadside for a short time for apparently misbehaving.
A woman facing second-degree murder charges broke down in court today. A judge denied bond for 57-year-old Darlene Ensley. Police say Ensley stabbed 60-year-old Angela Parks inside a boarding house near 30th and Pinckney Monday night. Court records indicate Ensley filed for a protection order against Parks in April after a couple attacks. Omaha police say speed was a factor in an overnight motorcycle crash around 2 this morning on Military and Aurora Drive. Police say the motorcyclist, John Baer, hit a median and then crashed. He was wearing a helmet. Baer went to the hospital with head injuries, but he is expected to survive. Police say speed and alcohol appear to be factors.
Meantime, Omaha is taking steps to prevent the emerald ash borer. The larva from the beetle eventually kills trees. Though the disease has not made it to Nebraska yet, the city is being proactive. Today at Pulaski Park in South Omaha, they removed unhealthy and damaged trees. That's one of the ways to prevent the disease. The other is to put insecticides on healthy trees. Trained arborists, a team of 4 New York City workers, will remove those unhealthy trees from parks, golf courses, and on the public right-of-way. So far, hundreds of ash trees have been removed. It's a big weekend for public pools in Omaha. 8 will open tomorrow.
Among them, Miller Park, Hitchcock, and the Zorinsky Aquatic Center. Reporter Maya Sines looks at what the city of Omaha is doing to keep your kids safe.
Before any patrons can even dive into any public pool, the city needs to make sure pools meet health and safety regulations.
Every pool has to be inspected by the county prior to opening day. So they actually give us the green light to open the facility.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says chlorine and other public pool disinfectants are the primary barrier to the spread of germs in pools, which is why Omaha Parks checks their pools consistently.
They have to test them a number of times of a day. They're required to test them at least a minimum of 3 times a day.
And check pH levels and disinfectant concentrations.
They test the water chemistry to make sure that everything's in balance and that the water is safe for the patrons. If we find that it is imbalanced, we close our facilities.
The city conducts surprise inspections throughout the swimming season to ensure pool standards are met. The city also checks for safety hazards, not just with the filtration system, but pool entry, bathrooms, and showers.
Some of the changes that we have done is add more entries to different facilities into the pool. We have updated changes to bathhouses to make them more accessible.
Maya Signs, KMTV Action 3 News.
Omaha Parks have led a months-long training for their staff to ensure they're ready for any type of pool emergency, whether that be drowning or weather-related. They also say they often hit capacity at their larger pools, and pool visitors should call ahead to make sure they are still open.
When visiting the pool, you can complete your own health and safety inspection using a short and easy checklist. The CDC says buy yourself test strips to check pH and chemical levels. Make sure the drain at the bottom of the deep end is visible. Clear water allows lifeguards to see if you're in danger. Drain covers should be secure, and check if there's a lifeguard on duty or where the safety equipment is in case there's an emergency. If you notice something wrong, don't get in the water.
And if you're looking for something other to do than head to the pool, you can head to Exarban. This year, the Sandlot is in the Exarban area near 67th and Mercy Road. It officially opened at 11 this morning. The field is free and open to the public from 11 to 9 every day. There is equipment on hand. Security will also be there to make sure everyone is having a fun, safe time. A calmer weather week for us here in Omaha, but other parts of the country haven't been so lucky.
We'll get the latest from Texas, where floodwaters turned deadly and more rain may be on the way.
The key in severe weather is preparation.
You need to have a plan.
It's a good idea to have a few things in your safe spot within your home.
Important papers, have a little extra cash, some credit cards, some Band-Aids, some medicine, rubbing alcohol.
A 3-day supply of water.
Wherever you are, we have you covered 24/7.
Storm Shield.
And that's our weather app.
You want to keep checking us out on Action 3 News.
The best tools and the best people in place to do the best in severe weather.
Team, technology, experience. The Action 3 News Weather Alert Team.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Well, rain-soaked parts of Texas are bracing for even more rain, which could create more flooding. It's been a mess down there. And at Fort Hood, 5 soldiers are dead and 4 others still missing after floodwaters swept away their vehicle during a training exercise. Don Champion brings us the latest from Fort Hood.
By air and water, the search continues for 4 soldiers who haven't been seen since their routine training mission turned tragic.
It's just an unfortunate accident that occurred quickly.
Officials say members of a 12-person unit at Fort Hood tried crossing floodwaters Thursday in a military vehicle like this, but the raging water overturned their truck.
The water was rising quickly, and we were in the process at the moment of the event, of closing the roads.
The bodies of 5 soldiers have been found. 3 others who survived are being treated at a local hospital and could be released today. Officials here at Fort Hood won't say what kind of precautions were taken before the training started, but say the route near Owl Creek was used regularly. Days of pounding rain across Texas are taking its toll. The water-saturated ground triggered this mudslide southwest of Fort Worth. Lakefront apartments are on the verge of falling into Lake Granbury. Many roads are now rivers. Here, 2 people narrowly escaped being swept away. A similar scene near Houston. A couple waited too long to evacuate their home, then their pickup truck was swept off the road.
Water was rushing in and I was freaking out. I was shaking. It's scary and it happens fast.
Another 10 inches of rain is in the forecast through tomorrow. Don Champion, CBS News, Fort Hood, Texas.
And in our closer to home in our neck of the woods, some thunderstorms have fired up along a cold front. The more concentrated area is in extreme northeastern Nebraska, just about to cross the river, but you can see them trying to line up all along this front. You can pretty much pick out where its location is, and they have fired up in south central Nebraska. Those are moving to the south and east. So we're waiting for some development right in this area here, which will impact the metro as we head into the evening, and we believe that will be occurring here in the next couple of hours as this situation becomes a little bit more unstable. Here's a look at the clusters of thunderstorms that have now moved just to the, well, they're crossing Highway 77 right now, heading toward Ottawa, Iowa, pushing due east. There's a little bit of hail associated with these, anywhere between, well, right around half-inch hail that's moving across Highway 77 at the present time, and that's going to be moving into the Ottawa area here very soon. But as far as we're concerned, it's looks like it's going to be an evening event, and then beyond that, we're going to be seeing clearing skies later on tonight, and there's going to be some warm weather on our way toward the end of the week. In fact, we are in what's called meteorological summer, which means it's the warmest part of the year. We're going to be seeing average temperatures pushing up to upper 80s to near 90. That's what we'll be seeing toward the end of the week. We'll throw it back to the desk.
Thanks, John. It's worked to protect America's natural and historic treasures for years.
The National Park Service is marking a milestone. We go to Yellowstone to see how the country's first national park looks 1 century later.
It's time to get the beauty rest you deserve with bonus savings at Nebraska Furniture Mart. Buy a qualifying Simmons Beauty Rest mattress and get a free box spring. Our factory-trained experts make sure you're getting the right mattress for you at the right price, guaranteed. Most items are in stock and ready for immediate pickup or fast delivery. Savings continue with 60-month no-interest financing on qualifying purchases. Get beauty rest with bonus savings, including a free box spring at Nebraska Furniture Mart. It's worth the drive.
Channel 94.1. Omaha's #1 hit music station. All the hits, one great radio station. With a big party show mornings from 5 to 10. Omaha's #1 hit music station. Channel 94.1.
Go and love yourself.
Honey, did you order a walking Norman Rockwell painting?
Hey,
little sister.
Garrett? Oh my God.
The Silver Bells killer committed 6 murders.
We are not a family of psychopaths.
We have a severe weather app called Storm Shield.
Storm Shield.
Storm Shield is an awesome app because wherever you are at, that warning, if it's for your zip code, you get warned.
It'll actually trigger and go off if we get under severe weather threat.
That'll keep you on track of the storm. You can track it that way on radar.
I can just click on it and it can give me the latest updates.
You get all the weather watches and warnings straight to your phone in real time, wherever you are.
Team, technology, experience. The Action 3 News Weather Alert Team.
People from around the world have treasured our national parks for 100 years.
Isn't that something? Today, we take an inside look at how the national park system is celebrating that centennial. Andy Choi reports from Yellowstone National Park, our nation's first.
Like clockwork, Yellowstone's Old Faithful has been wowing crowds now for more than a century. Congress established its National Park Service back in 1916, and 100 years later, preserving the footprints of natural history remains a top priority.
How it's gone from telling the stories of the great landscapes of places like Yellowstone to telling America's story.
From inside America's first national park, Yellowstone's narrative, like its landscape, remains largely untouched. From its geothermal wonders to the majesty of wildlife, for all its natural beauty found along paved roads, Yellowstone's legacy may live just beyond the reach of our own 2 feet. Ralph Johnson's horseback tours wind through the land he was born and raised, tucked along the northern edge of Yellowstone.
That is Hanlon Hill.
Ralph's the kind of guy who never found much use for things like GPS.
That is the Pine Creek Divide.
The journeys on horseback harken back to the original way Yellowstone revealed itself, one gallop at a time.
You do not hardly see a fraction of Yellowstone Park looking through a windshield. The real deal is what we are, and that's why we have not changed over the past 60, 70 years.
And it's really a place that you can count on for us to preserve in its natural state and to really minimize man's imprint on this landscape. And I think that's something that generations to come can count on, that we're going to preserve this place unimpaired for future generations.
Okay, right here. That's good.
The national park system is often called America's best idea, and those looking to preserve that idea say a deep respect for the past will open the path to new ideas for the future.
Centennial is really a way to highlight not only where we've been, but more importantly, where we're going.
And it's why every week this summer we're giving you an inside look at our national parks. Far beyond what our eyes can see, our journeys will examine the hearts of the people who make these places truly special.
Congress established Yellowstone as the country's first national park back in 1872. Your pet may hold the key to your economic recovery.
Why experts say dogs, yes, dogs, may be helping build more businesses than you think. Next.
This summer.
There it is again, that song.
The 80s are back, right? From the creators of The Good Wife.
Why do we have to be the party of adults?
Comes a new series.
It's my boss. That's his ringtone? Why? That song.
You just might think is crazy.
You're insane.
I'm the sanest man in this room. Brain Dead. Series premiere CBS Monday, June 13th.
Live in concert June 4th at Baxter Arena. Join KMTV for the Temptations Review featuring Dennis Edwards. A concert to support the youth of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Midlands. Tickets on sale now. Call 402-342-1600 or visit bgcomaha.org/Motown. June 4th at Baxter Arena, the Temptations Review featuring Dennis Edwards.
Get back to a pain-free life naturally using the amazing products at Relax the Back. Popular inversion tables that decompress your spine, relieving neck and back pain. Dozens of zero-gravity recliners and lift chairs give you the little lift you need. Most items can be purchased using your flex and medical spending accounts. Products that naturally help you sleep better, work better, live better at Relax the Back.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
New numbers show consumer spending is way up.
What's driving the U.S. economy right now? Of course, there are a lot of factors, but as Ariel Wessler discovered, one of them could very well be your dog.
You know what? She'll sit up here with her paws on it.
Calling all dogs, these are your seats.
I'd like to think every dog deep down is a Padre fan.
This is the Barkyard, a fitting concept for the ballpark built with pets in mind. The stadium now offering box seats for dogs at every home game.
Sharing experiences with our pets is something that I think we're all looking for.
There's plenty of room for the 7th inning stretch.
Every game, we'll hand these out to our attendees.
And swag bags filled with goodies to pamper any pooch.
Have the visitor bullpen down here.
David Hallisey and I took in the view right across from the Diamond. The Padres and other companies taking a pet-friendly approach.
Petco Park is the first ballpark in the nation to offer box seats for you and your favorite four-legged fan. But this is all just part of a growing trend.
This is going to be our new backyard patio.
Holly Watt, owner of the Naughty Barrel, is adding on to her bar with those best friends in mind.
So we just ordered more dog hooks.
So customers can hook their dog leashes.
We know our dogs' names before we know the regular's name.
And savvy salespeople know dogs drive business.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot of dogs that walk around.
Using water and dog treats, they try to lure in some of that paw traffic to the patio.
Hang out and not have to worry about running home to check on their dogs.
Dogs like Sadie. Her owner is proof this business model works.
I just hated to see her cooped up in the condo.
Doug Godfrey told us he spends about half his money at places where he can bring his dog.
And his second of the season.
So if you want to hit a home run with customers, make a pitch for their pets.
Are you a Padres fan?
The American Pet Product Association estimates 62% of households now own pets, so companies say it makes sense to try to cater to their needs. I can't imagine taking my dog to a baseball game.
Knowing your dog, I don't think you could sit still.
No, he would not behave, not at all. Well, dozens of people are without a home tonight.
Where this massive fire happened and how many firefighters it took to get the fire out.
What you got there, Chuck? An alternator and a door handle for your 72 Skylark. And you got it from You Pull It. No one did it for you. No, no, no. Everyone knows a real man can pull it on his own. Just $2 to get in and you found this final piece, this hidden harbinger of hot rod completion. Attaboy, Chuck. Sell a vehicle or find the pieces and parts you need at You Pull It. You Pull It, or we'll pull it for you. YouPullItNebraska.com.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Cruise along the beautiful Danube on the KMTV Viewer River Cruise. AMA Waterways invites you to come aboard for a fascinating 7-night cruise through 5 European countries, from Budapest to Vilshofen. Enjoy spacious accommodations, onboard fine dining, complimentary local wine and beer, and shore excursions on every port. You'll save hundreds with this special price, but you've got to book now. Space is limited. Call or visit the vacation store and the cruise company east of 144th and Q.
A massive apartment fire in Minnesota. Flames took over multiple apartments in the building. Firefighters were on the scene for most of the day today, putting out hot spots there. More than 100 responded to the fire overnight in the Minneapolis suburb of Robbinsdale. 3 firefighters were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. All the residents got out safely, but dozens of people are without a home today.
And waters continue to rise in Paris after heavy rainfall there. The French president has declared this a state of natural disaster. It continues to pour out of its banks. The river has not reached such levels since 1982. Thousands of people have been evacuated from homes and businesses across France. And in Germany, heavy rains claimed the lives of at least 11 people.
21 students were injured when 2 school buses collided today in Washington state. The buses were carrying students to a local elementary school when they crashed. 17 of the injured children were taken to area hospitals for treatment. All of the injuries are said to be minor. It's not clear what caused the accident, but a vehicle inspector plans to look at the buses. The Friday evening drive is now underway.
We will check to see if there are any trouble spots out there to avoid. That's coming up next.
I'm Jennifer Griswold. Today at 5, for the first time, we hear from the little girl horrifically injured when a carnival ride in Omaha tore her hair off. See Lulu's progress and when she expects to go home.
I wasn't sleeping well. My neck would be stiff.
I had memory foams, I had feather pillows, and I'd always wake up with neck pain, and I had constant headaches. After sleeping on my pillow, I didn't wake up with the headaches. I was more aligned. Everything felt good.
I didn't realize the connection between the pillow and sleep. When I switched to my pillow, I got a better night's sleep, and I love it.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs, and it holds that support all night long to take the pressure off your shoulders and keep your neck aligned regardless of your sleeping position, so you get the best night's sleep of your life.
MyPillow is the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. Call or go to mypillow.com now to order your MyPillow. Use the promo code on your screen and you'll get a second pillow absolutely free. Other pillows go flat, causing you to fold them over or use your arm for support, which can cause pain. Hard foam pillows can raise your head too high and heat up during the night, making you very uncomfortable. But the revolutionary MyPillow has patented fill that won't go flat and keeps your neck supported and aligned to your exact individual need. MyPillow helps you get and stay in deep sleep all night long. And how about this? MyPillow is machine washable and dryable and comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and an amazing 10-year warranty. Plus, every MyPillow is made in the USA.
I like the fact that it's made in the USA. I like the fact that it works.
I personally guarantee that MyPillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own. Go to mypillow.com or call now to order one of my pillows. When you do, I'll give you a second one absolutely free.
Call or go to mypillow.com now. Use the promo code on your screen to get 2 MyPillows for the price of 1. MyPillow comes with an unprecedented 60-day money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. Don't delay. Buy one and get one absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Well, Viper has pretty much all the radar tools you're going to need.
Not only can you put that in 3D mode, which you can actually see the storm from top to bottom.
We can take you literally down to your neighborhood, to your intersection. No one else can do that.
It can show us when tornadoes are forming before they actually are reported or even cited.
And it can pick up debris if there's a tornado.
And then give the proper warnings to folks that need it. And I think that just gives the viewers a better perspective on the weather and how it's going to impact them.
Council Bluffs. Thanks for watching KMTV-3.
Coming up at 5, a man accused in a deadly hit and run goes before a judge today. Officers testified as they recounted what happened that night. The disturbing testimony, plus hear from the victim's wife. Also at 5, we hear from a little girl injured in a horrific carnival ride accident in Omaha. See Lulu's progress and hear when she could be able to go home.
Traffic now, brought to you by You Pull It Used Auto Parts and Vehicle Sales.
Finally Friday, and everything is rolling heavy around the Omaha metro area. Do watch out for an accident being cleaned up southbound 168th and Jackson, another 108th and J. Expect delays in both areas. The Dodge Expressway slow and heavy again tonight. Lots of brake lights on westbound as you make your move from about 120th all the way out to 168th Street. Interstates are heavy too. You're off the pace again tonight. 80 eastbound pretty much from 42nd out to 72nd. Then you're slow again 80 westbound as you make your way from 84th to 108th Street. Bring your patience if you're just getting started. Cammie Carlisle, KMTV Action 3 News.
Now at 5 on KMTV, prosecutors say a man's blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit when he got in a car and hit and killed a coworker. Today, Orling Zalea was in court. The victim's wife listened as officers testified about what happened that night. KMTV senior reporter Jake Wazakowski spoke with her after court. Jake?
Well, Jen, the undocumented immigrant who allegedly ran over his coworker and left will stand trial. Now, the victim's family says Margarito Navaluna didn't deserve this. 2 coworkers out for a night of drinks and pool at Bogey's Bar. One killed in a horrific hit and run. The other ends up in jail. A Douglas County deputy and Omaha police officer both testified and said Orling Zalea was behind the wheel the night 34-year-old Margarito Navaluna was run over and dragged near 104th and Manderson Plaza. Zalea was stopped a short time later with a blood alcohol level of .239. The deputy testified he could smell burning flesh coming from under Zalea's SUV. Navaluna's wife says it's been difficult since he was taken.
Quiera que sea Margarito, ya está con Dios. Nada más que le dé consuelo a este tipo, que él lo conoció muy bien como era Margarito. Y hasta ahora no entiendo por qué lo hizo.
Zalea is an undocumented immigrant from Honduras who gave authorities another name, Edwin Palma. He's been charged under both names, and his defense even called him by both names. His attorney argued authorities can't prove who was behind the wheel when the hit and run happened, only that Zalea was there when he was stopped.
We feel that the test results, the evidence that we have that he was operating that motor vehicle is very strong.
Why it happened is still unclear to prosecutors and Navaluna's family.
We don't know, and the only people that's going to know it's between them two, and I don't think he will ever tell us.
They say Zalea is where he should be, but also can move forward.
Y donde quiera que esté Margarito, él ya lo perdonó al que le hizo este daño y nos hizo daño a todos nosotros.
Orling Zalea, or Edwin Palma, is charged with motor vehicle homicide, leaving the scene, as well as refusing a breath test, all felonies. Now, his case has been moved to Douglas County District Court Judge Horacio Wheelock. Reporting live outside the Douglas County Courthouse in downtown Omaha, Jake Wazakowski, KMTV Action 3 News.
The drunk driver in a deadly crash will not be charged with motor vehicle homicide. Douglas County Attorney's Office confirms that Brenda Nelson was drunk when she crashed and hit Donald Fitzwater, who died at the scene near 261st and Pacific last month. Douglas County Attorney Don Klein says that Fitzwater was on his riding lawnmower in the street. Klein said in a statement there is evidence to suggest that the crash would still have happened even if Nelson was not intoxicated.
A Northwest Omaha bank fell victim to an armed robbery this morning. Police say it happened just before 10 at the Wells Fargo near 111th and Maple. A bank manager told officers the man demanded cash at gunpoint. Witnesses say he was wearing a white bandana over his face and left in a small black car. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at that number, 444-STOP.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
Well, I know you're all anxious to get on with the weekend. You probably have some Friday evening plans to go to out there, but be mindful that there are some thunderstorms that have fired up and more is expected to develop along a cold front that's pushing eastward. Right now, things look a little bit disjointed, but they're expected to develop as what's left of the afternoon and into the evening hours, and then as it pushes toward the metro, we'll start to see some of these thunderstorms roll in here. This is primarily going to be an evening event. We'll keep Threat Tracker in the moderate category for primarily Friday evening. Overnight, we're actually going to be seeing clearing skies, and then we'll talk about the weekend outlook in just a few minutes.
The Omaha girl severely injured on a carnival ride last month is talking about her recovery. Elizabeth Lulu Gilreath is still recovering at Nebraska Medicine, but she joined her mother to talk about her condition today. The 11-year-old did not say much about the incident, but she did seem in good spirits. Lulu was on a ride during the Cinco de Mayo festival when her hair got caught in the ride, which ripped her scalp off. Her mother, Virginia Cooksey, says doctors are working to graft the skin on the injuries, which are still bandaged. She will have her 5th surgery on Monday. As for the accident, Lulu will not say much about it.
I'm not talking about it. I'm not ready for that.
Her doctor came in and seen yesterday, looked at her head, and he's really pleased with how well it's looking.
The family says they do hope to go home sometime early next week.
A staff member at the Carol Joy Howling Lutheran Camp in Ashland has been diagnosed with mumps. He contracted it while at Midland University, one of nearly 24 cases there.
Today, camp directors and health officials gave an update on this case. Reporter Joe Cadot has the latest. Joe.
Jen, state health officials say 23 cases of mumps have been linked to the outbreak at Midland University, with another possible case identified hours ago. Health officials met with staff at the Carol Joy Howling Lutheran Camp in Ashland this afternoon. The infected staff member at the camp is a student at Midland University and is now quarantined. Three Rivers Health Department Health Director Tara Ewing says the camp is being proactive, requiring all incoming kids this summer to have 2 mumps vaccines before they're allowed on campus, where an additional booster shot will be administered.
I don't want, out of my 77,000 people that reside in my jurisdiction, I don't want to have to be immunizing or vaccinating or treating and doing investigations because our outbreak has gotten so big. That's why we're really doing this, to be more proactive to contain that.
Ewing says all but one staff member here has cleared mumps screening. She says common symptoms are swelling or pain in the throat area or fever-like symptoms. Although there is no treatment for mumps, it almost always runs its course without hospitalization. Coming up at 6, we'll explain what you can do to become proactive and make sure the outbreak doesn't spread further. Reporting live in studio, Joe Cadot, KMTV Action 3 News.
Thanks, Joe. An Omaha parking structure collapsed, taking 2 cars with it. The collapse happened late last night near 60th and Pine in the Exarban area. Police officers kept an eye on the scene overnight until cleanup could start this morning. City Inspector Jay Davis says the parking lot sits on top of a parking garage and that wear and tear may have taken their toll.
Basically what happened last night, there was a vehicle sitting there in a parking space. A second vehicle pulled in. When he pulled in, it just gave way. Fortunately, nobody was hurt.
Davis says the owners of the building were aware of the issue and had already fixed one side of the building, but they had not yet gotten to the side that collapsed.
A deadlock and a decision about transgender policies in Nebraska schools. The Nebraska State Board of Education voted 3-3 against a resolution that would give local school districts more control over transgender policies. The resolution comes after the Obama administration issued guidance on how schools should accommodate transgender students. It was written by Omaha board member Patrick McPherson, who says the federal guidelines are an overreach by the federal government.
The city of Omaha is working hard to get ahead of the emerald ash borer. It's a bug that kills ash trees from the inside out. And while the bug has not been confirmed in Nebraska yet, it's not far away. Omaha has about 11,000 ash trees in public areas, including parks and golf courses. The city is in the process of cutting unhealthy trees down, while healthy trees will be treated to help keep the emerald ash borers away. The city officials say that they're planting about 450 trees a year to keep up with the changes.
The circus is known for traveling all over. Today it came right to some of Omaha's youngest patients. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey made a $10,000 donation to cancer research at Children's Hospital and Medical Center in Omaha. Circus performers also visited the patients who would not be able to make the show.
We are giving them a little taste of what it's like to run away with a circus and to really give them a chance for the first time to just be kids and forget about what they're going through and just to give them fun and laughter and joy. Back of the arena.
Children's Cancer Unit served more than 1,400 kids and teens last year alone.
The 19th annual Taste of Omaha celebration is back. The 3-day festival of food starts today and goes through Sunday. The family-friendly event spans from Omaha's riverfront parks all the way to Tom Hannafin's River's Edge Park in Council Bluffs. There will not be any food from Omaha's top restaurants. There will be a lot of food, rather, from their top restaurants. There's also games and rides for the kids and live music.
Always a lot of fun.
It
Gets a lot of people to come out and
hopefully
tasty.
The weather holds out, right?
Definitely. Well, the search for 4 missing soldiers has taken to the skies.
How many soldiers were on the mission and how much rain search crews will have to battle in the coming days.
And in the weather, we're tracking some active thunderstorms. I'll tell you why you might want to factor them into your evening plans after the break. Stay with us.
You're watching KMTV Action 3 News with Jennifer Griswold, Craig Negrelli, and weather with meteorologist Jim Flowers. This is KMTV Action 3 News live at 5. The power of Action 3 News in the palm of your hand. When you see breaking news, send it to iContribute@KMTV.com. From weather to traffic, if it's important to you, it's important to us. Send it to iContribute@KMTV.com. Omaha, thanks for watching KMTV-3.
We now have a chaser. We are going to go storm chasing.
This is just one more weather tool.
We're going to have a meteorologist out there tracking the tornado, tracking the hail.
I'm excited from the standpoint of the technology that we have on board this vehicle.
It's going to have a weather station inside.
Wind data, humidity readings, real-time information. Invaluable information that you can really only get by having a storm-chasing vehicle with an experienced meteorologist looking at that storm.
Team, technology, experience. The Action 3 News Weather Alert Team.
Want to pay less for the #1 selling compact car? Honda's got it with the 2016 Honda Civic. Civics cost less than the competition and come fully loaded. Plus, the Civic is bigger and more fuel efficient than Corolla. Like hot technology? Get available Honda Lane Watch, forward collision warning, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and more. Want a fully loaded Civic for less? Honda's got it this week at your Omaha area Honda dealers.
Join us for the 6th Annual Bluffs Omaha Swing for the Cure charity golf tournament at Treguarren Golf Course on June 12th and help the fight against cancer. Assemble a team of 4 players and enjoy a beautiful day of golf at Treguarren Golf Course on June 12th. Plus, one lucky person will absolutely win a car. All proceeds for the event are donated to the American Cancer Society's mission to help patients and their families. Visit bluffs-omahaswingforthecure.com and register your team today. Tee times are limited, so register early for best selection. Then join us on June 12th and have a good time for a great cause.
Exarban Foundation provides a collective voice of caring leadership and vision for the future.
It's an overpowering feeling when you open an envelope and inside is a scholarship offer. I would like very much for as many people as possible to have that opportunity.
I am Exarban.
I am Exarban.
I am Exarban.
I am Exarban.
Exarban Foundation. Giving back, moving forward. Visit us at exarban.org.
South Omaha, thanks for watching KMTV-3.
Rain-soaked parts of Texas are bracing for heavy downpours that could lead to more flooding. At Fort Hood, 5 soldiers are dead and 4 are still missing after floodwaters swept away their vehicle during a training exercise. CBS News correspondent Don Champion is at Fort Hood with the latest.
By air and water, the search continues for 4 soldiers who haven't been seen since their routine training mission turned tragic.
It's just an unfortunate accident that occurred quickly.
Officials say members of a 12-person unit at Fort Hood tried crossing floodwaters Thursday in a military vehicle like this, but the raging water overturned their truck.
The water was rising quickly, and we were in the process of at the moment of the event, of closing the roads.
The bodies of 5 soldiers have been found. 3 others who survived are being treated at a local hospital and could be released today. Officials here at Fort Hood won't say what kind of precautions were taken before the training started, but say the route near Owl Creek was used regularly. Days of pounding rain across Texas are taking its toll. The water-saturated ground triggered this mudslide southwest of Fort Worth. Lakefront apartments are on the verge of falling into Lake Granbury. Many roads are now rivers. Here, 2 people narrowly escaped being swept away. A similar scene near Houston. A couple waited too long to evacuate their home, then their pickup truck was swept off the road.
Water was rushing in and I was freaking out. I was shaking. It's scary and it happens fast.
Another 10 inches of rain is in the forecast through tomorrow. Don Champion, CBS News, Fort Hood, Texas.
The governor of Texas toured the hardest hit areas. Officials say floodwaters have destroyed nearly 600 homes around Texas.
Floodwaters are not confined to Texas. Much of Europe is also underwater. The Seine River that runs through the French capital hasn't been at this high in 35 years. Water levels are 20 feet above normal there. In Paris, tourists are being turned away from the world-famous Louvre. The museum workers have moved about 250,000 pieces of artwork to safe grounds.
This was a major attraction for us to see, but we'll make it another day.
In Romania, hundreds are being evacuated from their homes. Floods also swept through Germany, leaving at least 10 people dead.
been a beautiful week, so I think a lot of people are excited for the weekend and Friday night.
Yeah, and no rain, right? Maybe, John?
For the weekend, it looks really good, actually. And in fact, much of next week does as well, outside of the fact we're going to be seeing maybe some downright hot temperatures by the end of the week.
Yeah, but tonight.
Short term, yeah, we have
Beautiful.
to deal with some storms. And right now, things are kind of disjointed. There's not a lot of what we'd like to see in terms of low-level moisture available to these storms. But you need to be storm aware this evening because one or two of those could be on the strong side. The other thing we'll be talking about is really temperature profiles for the rest of the weekend, the beginning part of next week, leading up to some warmer temperatures heading into next weekend. That's some of what's on the agenda tonight. First, let's take a look at the thunderstorms as we take a look at our Viper HD radar. The stronger storms are right near Takema, and they are intensifying a little bit. And I told you it's a little bit disjointed, and you can see we've got thunderstorms in the northeast and then way down southwest Nebraska with nothing much happening right now, although they are trying to form. And it looks like I think we'll start to see a line develop along this as we head farther into the evening as this moves eastward toward Omaha. Most of this, I think, will be relatively non-severe, but a couple of these storms do have the potential to produce some winds and some hail. Let's take a closer view of this storm up here near Takema. And this has been intensifying. It's spreading down toward the West Point area as it's heading into Ottawa. And there's certainly some hail associated with this, up to 1 inch in diameter. And out ahead of that, some gusty winds. We're seeing some wind shear markers on our Viper HD hail shear product here. And so large hail, some potential for some downbursting winds with these certainly is possible as this moves across Highway 75, mainly to the north of Takema, but it is building back toward the southwest, so you folks in Takema are likely to get in on this as well. So we'll be paying close attention to these storms as they continue to develop along a cold front. And you can see the position of that front. You see the south winds out ahead of it, northwest winds back behind that. That has now passed through the Norfolk area and Grand Island, and will continue to slowly push eastward through the nighttime hours. This is how the short-term models are showing it from 5 o'clock on. Not really picking up on these up here right now. It's focusing more on the storms to the southwest, but I think we'll see some thunderstorms move through the metro during the evening hours before they push out of here by the late evening, and then we'll actually see some clearing skies behind that front. There is a slight risk of severe weather. Lincoln, Nebraska City's on the edge of it, Omaha's, and then all areas to the north of it. Meanwhile, areas in the far southern counties are in a marginal risk. And again, the threat is some large hail and possibly some strong winds with some of these. Partly cloudy skies in the metro right now. We're sitting at 87 with southwesterly winds at 16 miles an hour. A little cooler where the storms have already passed through. We're sitting in the upper 80s in most locations, lower 80s over western sections of Iowa. Through 10 o'clock, temperatures will drop into the mid-70s, and we'll start to see these storms begin to wrap up then, and then we'll see clearing skies. Morning temperatures will be around 60 degrees, and afternoon readings as we head in toward lunchtime, 76 degrees on our way to upper 70s for highs and probably hitting around 80 degrees, we think. And there may be some instability thunder showers, some pop-up thunder showers, but they'll be isolated in nature tomorrow, late morning into the afternoon. Tonight, 60 degrees, thunderstorms scattered about the area this evening up until about 10, 11 o'clock, then clearing skies. Tomorrow, sunshine, highs near 80 degrees. Can't rule out the possibility of an isolated thunderstorm. And a look at the 7-day forecast then. Beautiful weather Sunday, Monday will be in the lower 80s, and that holds true for Tuesday as well. Then we'll start to see those temperatures climb, possibly reaching 90 by Thursday and possibly on Friday. But as far as the storms go tonight, you certainly will want to download Storm Shield to your cell phone. KMTV.com/Storm Shield is where you can find it. It will alert you if you're in the path of the storm. You can also track it on radar. And also, if you wish, you can select a phone selection there, which will enable you to get phone calls when storms are threatening you or your family. Guys?
Thanks, John. The 2016 Summer Olympics could be delayed.
Which international organization could postpone the opening ceremony and why? Next.
the key in severe weather is preparation.
You need to have a plan.
It's a good idea to have a few things in your safe spot within your home.
Important papers, have a little extra cash, some credit cards.
Some Band-Aids, some medicine, rubbing alcohol.
A 3-day supply of water.
Wherever you are, we have you covered 24/7.
Storm Shield.
And that's our weather app.
You want to keep checking us out on Action 3 News.
The best tools and the best people in place to do the best in severe weather.
Team, technology, experience. The Action 3 News Weather Alert Team.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. You tell me to stay away from drugs. To always buckle my seatbelt. And to follow the swimming rules.
You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet. Shoebox. Under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Justin Rose and David Lingmerth went head-to-head in a playoff at the 2015 Memorial Tournament. Each golfer matched the other with clutch par putts on the first 2 extra holes. But on the 3rd playoff hole, Lingmerth's par won him the trophy at Jack Nicklaus's tournament.
This PGA Tour moment, sponsored by Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear?
Clothes.
That's right, so it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're going to take the laces, we're going to cross them over, we're going to turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Ashley Ford has light hail damage on over 500 new and used vehicles. Light hail means big discounts for you. Save $15,000 on a new F-150 or save $9,000 on a Ford Fusion. Plus receive free maintenance for a year. Get huge savings during the hail sale at Ashley Ford or ashleyford.com.
Ralston, thanks for watching KMTV-3.
Presidential candidates are crisscrossing the state of California ahead of Tuesday's primary. People protesting Donald Trump surrounded his supporters outside an event last night. The demonstrations turned violent with a dozen people assaulted, car windows broken, and Trump hats burned in the street. The presumptive Republican nominee has come under fire for his foreign policy ideas, like building a wall along the Mexico border.
Donald Trump's ideas aren't just different, they are dangerously incoherent.
Democratic candidate Bernie Sanders will also make 2 campaign stops in California today. 6 states, including California, hold primaries on Tuesday.
The Olympics in Brazil could be in jeopardy over Zika concerns. The World Health Organization's chief has convened an expert committee to decide if the games should go on as planned. Last month, a U.S. senator asked the WHO to evaluate the Rio Games. WHO says the Zika Emergency Committee will consider the issue soon and their decision will be made public immediately.
Hiring in the U.S. took a plunge last month to its lowest level in more than 5 years. Employers are being more cautious after the economy barely expanded in the first quarter of the year. The Labor Department says employers added just 38,000 jobs last month. The unemployment rate fell for a problematic reason. Nearly 500,000 unemployed Americans stopped looking for work.
Prosecutors in Ohio plan to announce on Monday whether they'll charge the parents of a 3-year-old child who fell into a gorilla exhibit. The county attorney said he is reviewing the Cincinnati police investigation of the family's actions last Saturday. Zookeepers shot and killed the silverback gorilla named Harambe because they feared for the child's safety. The zoo plans to reopen Gorilla World on Tuesday with a higher barrier.
Coming up at 6 on KMTV, from Africa to Alaska, the Henry Dorley Zoo opens its latest attraction just 1 week after unveiling the record-setting African grasslands. At 6, look at what you'll find in the Alaskan adventure. how it's different, and why it's definitely designed to create a splash.
523, 87 degrees outside right now. A warm Friday evening. We will be right back with John's forecast.
KMTV-3 wants you to soak up the fun this summer at Funplex. Go to KMTV.com to get your 25% off coupon. While you're there, register to win a pair of Funplex passes. One grand prize winner will win a cabana rental for you and 6 friends. KMTV.com for details. Join KMTV-3 at the Santa Lucia Italian Festival. Traditional foods, music, and heritage. The Santa Lucia Italian Festival, June 9th through the 12th, downtown Omaha, Lewis and Clark Landing. KMTV.com for details.
I'm Jennifer Griswold. At 6, more than 20 cases of mumps in our area. The connection they all have and how a local camp responded when a counselor was diagnosed.
Become a fan of Action 3 News on Facebook and join the conversation.
You can't miss the final weekend of Nebraska Furniture Mart's Memorial Holiday Sale. Map your savings coordinates now. Furniture, carpet, and area rugs are marked at 55 cents on the dollar. Then take an extra 12% off the tag price. Savings continue with all appliances and all electronics on sale. And get 24-month no-interest financing. Are your coordinates ready? We'll be waiting. Nebraska Furniture Mart. It's worth the drive. Take your picture with Spider-Man this Saturday from 11 to 2.
We've got an entire generation of men and women who have seen war. They're going to need voices. They're going to need advocates.
Paralyzed Veterans of America is here to help.
Paralyzed Veterans of America represents them.
We're going to make sure that the Veterans Affairs gives them everything that they're entitled to.
Get all the health care they need.
Quality via healthcare, not just healthcare itself, but it needs to be quality.
Making a person's house adaptable for them to go back home and live.
Education benefits.
And we also focus on getting them a job.
And if something happens to the veteran, then, we're the spouse's advocate.
We help our veterans for free.
The way that Paralyzed Veterans of America does that is through their national service officers that are located throughout the United States.
Our work is important because people depend on us.
And they know when they come to Paralyzed Veterans of America, they're going to get the right answer. And they know that we are there for them 24/7. Because we are.
Changing lives, building futures. That's Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Honey, did you order a walking Norman Rockwell painting?
Hey, little sister.
Garrett? Oh my God.
The Silver Bells killer committed 6 murders.
We are not a family of psychopaths.
West Omaha, thanks for watching KMTV-3. Now, your Weather Alert Weekend Forecast, brought to you by Intertech Collision Centers.
Weekend outlook looking good. Maybe a pop-up thunderstorm on Saturday, but most locations dry. 80s for the high, lower 80s both Saturday and Sunday. Thunderstorms intensifying up around Tekamah, with one storm producing some hail starting to move right toward the town of Tekamah. Right now, everything is non-severe.
All right, and KMTV is keeping you safe with the Storm Shield app. Download it at KMTV.com. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
So thank you for watching KMTV Action 3 News.